Hey. Oh, how are you? Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, me? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. You know, now that I'm here with you, it's it's always good. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, it's I like being around you. Yeah. Um, although I'm around you though, we're gonna spend some time together. I guess. Yeah, we are. But I'm wondering what should we do? I mean, you said you're doing good, but not to assume or anything, but you look kind of tired. You are? Yeah. I'm thinking, hey, we don't do anything crazy. I know it's great to do things and go places and just, you know, do things, but honestly, if I think you should just relax. Like, I'll still be here with you and we'll still spend time together, but I'm thinking that um you can just lay down and get some rest. Yeah, you should. I'm serious. Um, Look. Okay. How about no, not no, like so I know usually maybe like it's not a bad idea to like lay there with you and cuddle and whatnot and have that kind of quality time together. But how about I like soothe you to sleep? Like I'll sit here and like talk to you like and help you sleep. No, no, trust me, it'll be good. Like all you have to do is just forget about life and just listen to my voice, and it doesn't matter what I'm saying. Just listen to my voice and maybe you can get some rest, and I'll be here for you. I'll wait for you, and maybe I'll continue rambling on until you sleep. What would you say to that? It'll be a good experience for us. It'll be new. Yeah, I do think so. What do you think? It's okay. I know it is new, but it's not that big of a deal. It's okay to be unsure, but trust me on this one. I know you, and I know me, and I can do this, and I think you'll love it, and I think it'll be great, and you'll get some rest, and we can spend time together. The best of both worlds, and we're trying new things. What do you say? Come on, please, for me, and for you, in a way, please. Thank you, babe. Um, so you can just go ahead and lay down now and get ready for sleep. Yeah. Hold on. Do you need a blanket or something? I have a blanket over here. Hold on. Here, I have a blanket. Better? All right. Um, so you're all comfortable now, right? Perfect. Now, just close your eyes and forget about everything and just focus on my voice, okay? You're gonna sleep just fine, and you're gonna get a lot of sleep, and you're gonna be well rested. And when you wake up, I'll still be here. I won't leave or anything when you fall asleep. I'm gonna wait right here, and when you wake up, we can do something when you feel better, okay? All right. Love you. Okay, now get to sleep. I'm gonna talk for you. So right now I'm gonna talk about something I'm really passionate about. about. So you're just gonna listen, but not really listen too hard. But I'm gonna talk about WEEZER. So I don't know if you know, but WEEZER is quite a story. And it all starts back. Well, WEEZER starts in 1992, but Rivers had been playing guitar. Rivers Cuomo. He started playing guitar back in Connecticut and Massachusetts back in the 80s, and he fell in love with rock. His favorite band growing up was Kiss. He loved the music, the rock and roll. He loved Ace Frehley and his guitar, and he was always inspired to be a musician. So back in his early days in the East Coast, he made a band called Avant Garde. I think his brother Leaves was in the band, and some other kids. And after they saw a band perform about their age, they thought it was the coolest thing. But Rivers was very into metal at this time, and eventually, the late 80s, he moves to LA for the music scene, to pursue a music career. And basically, when he moves to LA, the metal scene is still going, but it begins to go down. And in time, Rivers starts to realize that metal is not his thing, and he discovers alternative. And he falls in love with alternative, and listens to band like the Pixies. He becomes a big fan of Nirvana eventually when we get close enough to that. And he cycles through a few other bands called like Fuzz and 60 Wrong Sausages, but eventually in 1992 with some friends he made, Pat Wilson, Matt Sharp, Jason Cropper, on Valentine's Day 1992 he formed WEEZER. WEEZER holds their first rehearsal. And around this time, I don't remember if it's before or after, but he embarks on the 50-song project. So he realizes if he wants to have a band, him and Pat need to write songs. And they work together, and the plan is to write 50 songs. So when this band would be made, they would have songs and that they would be able to practice. So many songs that appear on the Blue album are a part of it. I believe My Name is Jonas. Maybe Undone Say It Ain't So might be a part of that. But for sure they write some of these Blue era songs. And 92 they start their music career. Yay, WEEZER. But it's hard. No one cares about them. Who would care about WEEZER? At this time, it's who? Like, they're these nobodies, unfortunately. And they would go and play shows, and nobody wanted to see them. So WEEZER would be either they would be at the end of the bill, like the main band would play late at night, and WEEZER would go on at like midnight, 1 in the morning, when everyone had left. Nobody was there to watch them. And then it just demoralized them that they were playing, and they even do some self-made tours around like California and whatnot. But it's just it takes a toll on the guys. I mean, they feel like they just don't know what they're doing. Like, they feel like they're so cool, or they know they're kind of losers, but they feel like it has an appeal. And they feel like nobody cares. And so like, these guys are doing tours and playing shows where nobody cares. Nobody's showing up. It's not going how they expected. And they continue doing this for some months. So then after a while, when you get to 93, Rivers is like, okay, this is crazy. This is insane. I love Weezer, but no one just likes us back, it feels like. And so he's like, Matt, if you can get us a record deal by like some point in the year, hell yeah. But if not, I'm going to school. As luck would have it, Matt would find a record deal, and Weezer, by this point, had kind of started to amass a little bit of an underground following after time and time again of trying. 94, the Blue album comes out, which they had recorded in 93 with Rick Ocasek from the Cars. They didn't want to have a producer, but the record label, they're this new band, Weezer. Who's Weezer? So they felt like these guys need to have a polished sound, and they just as a long shot. And Rick said, sure. He comes out. No, he doesn't come out. I mean, the band Weezer goes to New York to go record with him. Record this album they had planned. But during the process, Jason Cropper's girlfriend or wife, I forget, gets pregnant. And the band senses or fears that this could be bad for the band, since if Jason gets bitches and has a baby, maybe he won't be as focused on Weezer. Weezer is, at this point, nobody still, so they need all the effort and support they can get. So they kick Jason out, and they ask a friend from LA, Brian Bell, if he would like to join Weezer, and he's down. He comes to New York, and the band finishes the record, which comes out on May 10th, 1994. The Blue Album. The tracks are My Name is Jonas, No One Else, The World Has Turned and Left Me Here, Buddy Holly, Undone the Sweater Song, Surf Wax America, Say It Ain't So, In the Garage, Holiday, and Only in Dreams. The lead single was Undone, which came out, and when it and its music video were released, it gained traction on MTV and like college rock radios. The music video really helped them out. It was a great video. Weezer, they kind of look silly though, like with Rivers and his big glasses. They look like silly nerds, which is what they are. But it was just keep in mind. And then Rivers, nothing Rivers actually. But the band would release Buddy Holly as a single that year in 94 with the music video, and this becomes a big hit. I mean, Undone was a big hit. It was really their breakthrough hit that really brings them into attention. But Buddy Holly was even bigger of a hit. The music video was great. It wins a VMA award the next year, in fact, and brings the band a lot of attention. And Rivers actually fears, because this is also a silly video, he fears that people only like Weezer for the gimmick. But we know that's not true. Not really, but he fears that. Weezer continues to tour for the Blue Album, and in 95, things get even better for Rivers when the band engage on bigger tours, and the Blue Album peaks in success. It peaks at, is it number 16? I think it's number 16 of the US, the Billboard 200 charts. And then Say It Ain't So is released as a music video, but it was a big hit and all, but maybe more importantly is that the Blue album, wow, so like we said, it peaked in the charts, but it sold, I think, 2 million. 2 million. It was certified 2 million sales in the United States. Yay, Weezer. And like I said, Rivers had been thinking, oh no, it's the gimmick. People think we're silly. We're the big glasses, the Buddy Holly, all the silliness. So yeah, he's kind of insecure, which is important to know. And then he decides, since we just sold 2 million records, man, one of my legs is too long, so he decides he's gonna get a corrective surgery, which is really ugly for Rivers, honestly. But that takes a toll. He's like, oh my goodness, oh no. And he's already planning Weezer's next album, which is an opera, a rock opera. It's called Songs from the Black Hole. Revolves around a space trip. Characters named Jonas, Maria, Laurel, Juan, Dondo, and it's a really interesting concept, and I wish it were finished, but due to like this corrective surgery going on and all of that, he's like, I'm not in the mood for this happy space adventure. And he becomes influenced by Madame Butterfly, which a lot of elements from this and Songs of the Black Hole kind of morph into Weezer's second album. Well, also mixed with some sentiments, since Rivers, after all this fame and success, he retreats to Harvard. And when he retreats to Harvard, he doesn't feel any happier though. He's still just like he still feels that like he still feels lonely, and he still feels like shit. But really, this all just makes him depressed. He feels super lonely. That even fan letters and stuff make him feel loved, and he becomes obsessed with his talks by in one of the songs of Pinkerton, which comes out on September 24th, 1996. Songs like Across the Sea, El Scourge Butterfly, Tired of Sex, Super Vulnerable. Critics hate it, and fans even aren't the biggest fans of it, which makes Rivers really insecure about everything. He put his heart out, and everyone hated it. So, what the next course of action was, they had to tour. But after this, 97, the band goes their separate ways, at least for now. They go on hiatus. Matt leaves the band after a brief stint with his side band Homie in 97. And a failed attempt at a third album. The band goes back on hiatus with tensions high, although they did get a new bassist, Mikey Welsh. Rivers becomes obsessed with songwriting, becomes obsessed with Nirvana, Oasis, and he writes a ton of songs in a black room, no light. And eventually, when Weezer starts playing shows again, fans love it. Fans are waiting for him. There's so many fans. There's so many. And this reinvigorates Weezer. They feel more confident again. And they get back to basics under Pinkerton, the complexity, the emotion of songs like El Scorcho, It's Good Life, Pink Triangle. And they make a simple album, a likable album, an accessible album. The Green Album. Their comeback. After 5 years, nearly 5 years after Pinkerton, the Green Album comes out May 15th, 2001. It's received well. Critics like it, fans like it. Songs like Hash Pipe, Island the Zone, Photograph become hits and introduce a new generation to Weezer. While at the same time, during this hiatus period, Pinkerton had become a cult classic. People, general public, Weezer fans, had grown on Pinkerton. Now people had liked Pinkerton all of a sudden. It's a complete revision of what people think. And it confuses Rivers. He's like, people hated it. Why do you like it all of a sudden? Let's go away. And it doesn't really go away. It just gets more popular and people love it. People love it. It becomes beloved. Weezer fans love it. And critics even change on it too. Critics start to say, yo, we messed up. Pinkerton's fire. But after all this, the Green Album is a big success though. Continuing on to the next year, Weezer is desperate to make another big album. Rivers makes another album, Maladroit. This era where he feels like he needs to be an asshole to write good music. And he starts clashing with fans on forums. Maladroit comes out, critics like it, fans like it, but it's just not overly successful. So Weezer tours the whole thing, and he becomes a silly man, does some silly things like in Osaka. But that whole thing, Osaka, he's a silly man. Well, I don't want to say silly, those are kind of... But, the band they don't know what to do. Rivers put everything into Maladroit succeeding, and it's a good album. Burnt Jam, Death and Destruction, December, American Gigolo, Dope Nose, Keep Fishing, Slobs, one of Weezer's best. But the album just didn't succeed, and it wasn't living up to the 90s. So he becomes a desperate songwriter in the next few years, and eventually he just doesn't know what he likes, and he's never sure of himself. So at the advice of Rick Rubin, he starts meditating, Vipassana. And he finds peace and happiness with himself after a period of extreme isolation and loneliness. He feels happy, and he finds a girl that he loves. And what was previously going to be a depressing album turns into a kind of happy album. I forgot to mention, but Mikey Welsh was kicked out of the band because he was struggling with some things. But they replaced him with Scott Trainer, who plays on Maladroit, and he's the new addition to the band. But with Scott and Rivers, in pretty much a new Rivers, he's happy. They go in and make an album. It takes a long time, but eventually they make it. Make Believe. Make Believe comes out May 10th, 2005. And songs like Perfect Situation and Beverly Hills especially become hits with some hidden gems like Hold Me and Haunt You Every Day, but fans don't dig it. Critics are mixed on it, but it sells. Beverly Hills is a massive hit. Number 10, the Hot 100. It sells. So Weezer has a bit of a resurgence in a way. And After some more demoing periods of just, I don't know, Rivers gets married in '06 to Kyoto Ito. Now, or yeah, Kyoto Ito, I think Kyoto, or Kyoto, I don't know, man. But they get married. She sort of had a thing for Japanese girls. But the band reconvenes with Rick Rubin, who produced Make Believe, and they go to make another album, the Red Album, which comes out in 2008, which is a really experimental album for Weezer. Songs like Everybody Get Dangerous, Troublemaker, Dreamin', The Angel and the One, a lot of fun Weezer, but also a lot of emotional Weezer. A lot of experimenting, like I say, new things. And they experiment with the other members of the band singing, like lead vocals. Like Thought I Knew, Automatic, and Cold Dark World. The only album with all 4 members of Weezer singing lead on a track. And this album comes out in '08, like I said. Pork and Beans is the lead single, which is a popular single, and the music video does great and connects well with the internet and on YouTube in its earlier days. Fans are a little bit mixed about it, but it did okay. And they did a tour for that and all. But in 2009, they realized, let's go crazy and let's actually make a bad album, which is Ratitude. Songs like Can't Stop Partying featuring Lil Wayne. Love Is the Answer featuring a little goofy Hindi singing. I don't want to say goofy, that's my bad, but still. And that's quite a tune. But it has some good songs. I don't want to let you go, and I want you to. I like that song. I'm a sucker for it. But generally, it's not a great album, and it doesn't perform particularly well. Critics don't like it. Fans don't like it. It's pretty much everyone says it's Weezer's worst album these days. So in 2010, they try to get away from that with Hurley, an album that's pretty okay actually. It's a little bit underappreciated. It's not the best, but it's nice. Songs like Memories, Ruling Me, Unspoken, Time Flies. It's a bit of a good album, but it also doesn't do well. Despite the YouTube invasion, it doesn't do well. That's really. After this, Weezer has a little bit of a hiatus. They're doing 3 albums in 3 years. It's a little crazy. So they take it easy for the next few years. They do the Weezer Cruise in 2012 and the second Weezer Cruise in 2014. Just a little bit of things in the meantime. Weezer, more so Rivers, has a concept of an album he calls Ecce Homo, about a man named Sebastian who exists throughout lots of time in history. And eventually he's like, yo, man, we need to believe in a God. Sort of. It's a really complicated album, and you can listen to the demos, but he makes all these demos for the album. It's a ton of demos. And he wants to make it into an album, but when Weezer enters the studio, it kind of morphs into their next album, their 2014 release, Everything Will Be Alright in the End. Weezer returns to their roots. They make an alternative rock record, just like the old days, and fans love it. Critics love it. It doesn't perform amazingly, but it does nice. Just okay. And fans, like I said, fans went crazy for this album. It was a great comeback. It's a great record. Ain't Got Nobody, Back to the Shack, Eulogy for a Rock Band, Lonely Girl, I've Had It Up to Here, The British Are Coming, Da Vinci, Go Away, Cleopatra, Foolish Father, The Wasteland, Anonymous, and Return to Ithaca. It's such a good album. It's so good. I love that album. It might be one of my favorites besides Blue and Pinkerton. So it comes out, they do a tour, you know the drill. In 2015, they get ready for a new album, which comes out in 2016. The White Album, another color album. And it's also seen as a comeback of sorts, a return to their roots. Well liked by critics and fans, and commercially it does nice as well. Songs, what are the songs? California Kids, Wind in Our Sail, Thank God for Girls, Good Thing, If You Want to Get High, King of the World, I think. After that, it's Summerlin and Drunk Dory, LA Girls, Jacked Up, and Endless Bummer. Also, Japanese bonus track, Prom Night. Prom Night. I love Prom Night. Prom Night, Prom Night, Prom Night. Anyways, I don't want to wake you. But, Prom Night's so good. But the album's really good. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's a great return to form for the band, and it does good for them. Fans love it. Fans have loved this new last two albums. I hope WEEZER doesn't go and release Pacific Daydream in 2017 with mid songs. Mid. I hope you're asleep and you're not a Pacific Daydream fan, because, oh my god, do I not like that record. Respectfully, that's my least favorite WEEZER record. It feels like summer, more like feels like mid. Any fan of Diane, more like any mid. A lot of the mid songs, Beach Boys, I don't like that track, but I like Weekend Woman, Mexican Fender, some good tracks, but it's not a very good album. And then critics and fans don't like it that much, although I've seen some Pacific Daydream fans online, like on Reddit and YouTube comments lurking, but nah. Then in 2019, after a campaign to get them to cover Africa by Toto, they do a covers album of mostly like 80s songs, old school tunes, called the Teal album. And it's also, they still call it the mid album. It's also pretty mid. I don't like listening to it. It exists, but I feel no reason to listen to it. It's just, I don't get anything out of it. It's not that good. And then they follow it up with another mid album. Well, it's not that mid. It's okay. The Black album. It's okay. It's kind of mid, but there's some really good tracks in my opinion. I like California's Now. Zombie Bastards is a nice track. I like Can't Knock the Hustle. High as a Kite's okay. I like Byzantine, but the rest of the album's kind of mid. The sound, after this Pacific Daydream, they've had this new sound. It's not really for Teal, but these two albums have not Teal. Black and Pacific Daydream had this weird sound, like electropop kind of sound, and I don't dig it for WEEZER. But after all of that, they work on two albums, but COVID hit. And WEEZER is forced to finish two albums in lockdown. OK Human and Van Weezer, both released in 2021. The former being, I think it was OK Human, yeah, that one was like all orchestral and really, really cool, really mature, really artful album, and fans love it. It sounds like all my favorite songs, like Grapes of Wrath, like Here Comes the Rain, La Brea Tar Pits, Numbers, Screams. It's a great record. I love it. Fans loved it too. Critics loved it. Van Weezer came out later, in a few months after, I believe. They have a thing for doing two albums in a year. But it was received okay. It had songs like, I think, like Hero, One More Hit, Precious Medical, and the bonus track I love Throwing It All Away. It's such a good song. It's a Blue Album song. It's such a good song. It's so heartbreaking and devastating. Anyways, then in 22, they did another thing. But instead of releasing an album. I think they released 4 EPs in the year. They had for all the seasons. Like, okay, it was called seasons. Get it? Get it? And fans like these EPs. They did 4 EPs in a year. That's crazy. 6 releases in 2 years. Can you imagine? I could never. And then after that, WEEZER, so Rivers Cuomo became a superhero. And actually, this is the really most important part of WEEZER history. So Rivers ran for president in 2024. He said, "What's really so easy? This is my girl," was his campaign slogan. And actually, Biden and Trump both got 0% of the vote. Rivers Cuomo got 100. He became the president. And as president, he made the national anthem Buddy Holly from the Blue album. Oh my god. And everyone got to hear all the time. So Rivers was the president, and he declared he introduced a bill into Congress which said WEEZER would be the best band in all of history, and that he would make all the other bands explode. That WEEZER would be not just the best band, but also the only band. And it worked, and so WEEZER actually did that, and they became the biggest band in the world. And they followed up on, with their part of the YouTube invasion, they followed up on that part with Fred, and they actually went to the moon and became the biggest band in the whole universe. And actually, right now, Rivers is about to kill me because, I don't know. Actually, why would he kill me? I'm his biggest fan. Anyways, WEEZER became the biggest thing ever, and literally everything in all the galaxy, all these aliens that become WEEZER fans. Everyone on Earth is a WEEZER fan. Everybody owns the Blue album. Everyone loves Pinkerton. Even Ratitude. Everyone in the nation listens to Can't Stop Partying every day. It's horrible. Please help us. Oh, you're awake? Oh. Hey. How'd you sleep? Good? Hey, by any chance, did you hear what I was talking about the whole time? No? Huh, okay. Interesting. Did you have any dreams? Really? You dreamed about virgins and losers? I wonder why. I can't. I don't know why. What was I rambling about? Oh, it's not important. Hey, you're awake now. Like you wanted to earlier. We can do something now. You don't have to lay around and rest. We can go do something, right? Yeah, come on, get up. Let's go do something. It was fun rambling, but well, maybe I'll tell you again another day. All right, let's go.